The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The president, just before the break, tweeted out that if Republican senators are unable to pass what they're working on now, they should immediately repeal and then replace at a later date. Is that the fallback position?
You know, what I would say is that the president's first priority is for the Senate, the House, to pass the plan. And I think we'd like to get health care done. If we don't get this passed, then the president, as he said, we'll go to the next plan.
The plan should be just to get rid of it, repeal it, and explain to people what a single-payer system is all about so that people understand that's not the way you want to go. See, people in their heads think, let's just go to single-payer. Remember, when Obama started this Obamacare, he had no intention of it working. He knew it wasn't going to work. But he didn't want to go to single-payer right off the bat because he knew there'd be too much opposition to it. And so he knew, and he figured, well, I'll just get the door open, we'll let it fail, and then when Hillary is president, she can go to a single payer. We said, well, we just got to go to a single payer. That was their plan, but when she didn't win, that screwed up everything. I mean, the idea behind Obamacare was so stupid. It was to get 25 million people who are not covered by health insurance covered. Wait a minute. They weren't covered, but they could go to the hospital emergency room, and the law said they had to be taken care of. So they weren't out on the street dying in spite of what you hear. They're not out there dying. They could go to the hospital. There was a definite law that tells you hospitals have to take care of them. So let's get that straight. But if you're going to take 25 million people and cover them, and it won't cost them anything, and you put that cost over to the 240 million people who are paying, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because as we witnessed, the cost went nuts. The cost went crazy on the folks who had insurance. Sure, it was nice for those people that got subsidies, didn't have to pay anything. But for the person who had nice policy, they've had, like myself, I had a nice policy. It was Blue Cross Blue Shield for 30 years. Never a problem. Premiums always went up, but not that bad. And then, bam, my premiums went, out of sight. First, I lost it. I finally got it back. But it wasn't designed to work. So why doesn't everybody be honest about this? I mean, it was a two-step program for single-payer insurance. See, single-payer, you got to tell the people, get this out of your head. The president should just say, let's get rid of Obamacare. It's gone. Now, everybody just go and get your own insurance like we did in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, right up to the point of Obama. That dope. Nobody had any problems. And the people who wanted to buy insurance, they could afford it because there was competition. And if you let them go over the state line, there'd be more competition. Can you imagine if President Trump the first day came in and just did one mandate with his pen and his phone, said, everybody now can shop across the state line to get their insurance. Costs would have gone down so much that those who couldn't afford it would be able to afford it. But let's get back to the single payer. What is single payer? All single payer does is describe the mechanism by which healthcare is paid. It's paid for by a single public authority, the government. It's financed by taxes. It covers basic health costs for everybody, regardless of income, occupation, health status. Sounds great, doesn't it? The single payer is the same thing as Medicare. No difference. But it's Medicare for everybody. Everybody just gets Medicare. It's that simple. Medicare for all. It would replace the profit insurers. These insurers for profit, gone. No more premiums. People say, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, really? Yeah, it sounds good. Your premiums are going to disappear. It sounds terrific. Sounds terrific. Ask the veterans. Now, the patients no longer face any kind of financial barrier to get care. There's co-pays, deductibles, none of that. It's all gone. Sounds terrific. And you'd get and you would regain, as they would tell us, free choice of doctors and hospitals. Oh, sounds good, doesn't it? What's wrong with this thing? Doctors would regain their autonomy over they would decide the patient's care. Gee, sounds good. Why aren't we doing this? All sounds great, doesn't it? Well, here's the bad news. The government will assume its citizens' health care choices, paying every cost and minimizing all the guesswork. Boy, that sounds great. But remember, the government. Just go get your license, driver license, see what happened. Go to the post office, ask for stamps, see what happened. Go to the vet, go to any VA. Ask them how they're being treated. Remember, the government who will decide your choice is the same government that is taking care of our military brothers and sisters. The same government comprised of fraudsters, the same government employees who are incompetent, bureaucrats who do nothing well. They're inefficient, they're slow, and mostly prone to fraud. These are the people going to be taking care of you. What are you, nuts? The president should get out there and tell people what single payer is so nobody wants it. Yeah, it sounds good. They sell single payer as, hey, it's free. It's free. See, the reason that they'll never get this health care fixed, once you put in Obamacare, it's there forever. It was like Social Security, trying to get Social Security back, trying to take that back. Are you nuts? It'll never happen. Obamacare would take that back. Obama was laughing when he heard all the politicians and Trump running and saying, oh, we're going to repeal, get rid of it. He was laughing. He knows they can't repeal it. The problem is you can't get enough Republicans who will back Trump to just say, let's just repeal it and get rid of it, because they don't want the Republican elitists, the establishment, do not want Trump for a second term. Now, so this all sounds great, but wait a minute. The problem is the single-payer systems that make everything free. Okay, everything, and remember, demand is also unlimited. You got to remember that if everything's free, the demand's going to be tremendous. If they said the movie theaters now in this country are free, do you think the demand would be there? Could you get in? No, well, it's going to be the same thing with medical care. You're not going to be able to get in. It's free. So what does the government do? What do they do in Canada? What do they do in Cuba? What do they do in the UK? They start limiting. They start putting limits on the care they will provide you. Why do you think Sarasota, Florida is loaded in the winter with people from Canada and the UK going to one of our best hospitals, heart facilities in the country? Why don't they stay in Canada and get the work done? Or the UK? Answer that. We'll be right back after this break. This is all nuts. The senators came back with a 10, not a...
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Performing technical analysis is no easy task for any investor unless conducted with a professional stock charting service. At Phil's Gang, we offer a choice of high-power, color-coded stock charts, all seamlessly integrated, so you can tackle the market the way you want to. The Phil's Gang Max Best 1000 Stock Charts. From Phil's Gang are high-performance HTML5 web-based charts that work on any browser and device, so you can put live streaming data and fully interactive charts in the palm of your hand. Phil Grandy designed the MV software to have the best features, and so far the early reviews have been great. You can plot charts on an intraday basis as well as on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. There is also a built-in watch list that you can customize to your liking. For more information, go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
One of the traditional methods of imposing statism or socialism on a people has been by way of medicine. The doctor begins to lose freedoms. It's like telling a lie, and one leads to another. A doctor decides he wants to practice in one town, and the government has to say to him, you can't live in that town. They already have enough doctors. You have to go someplace else. All of us can see what happens once you establish the precedent that the government can determine a man's working place and his working methods, and behind it will come other federal programs that will invade every area of freedom as we have known it in this country, until one day we will awake to find that we have socialism.
And that is the reason why you don't want single payer. Once you learn about single payer, you won't want it. Americanism. What is Americanism? It's truck drivers. It's welders, the plumbers, the pipe fitters, the air conditioning guy, the mason, the drywaller. He's fiercely independent. He's a fiercely independent person. They don't want to depend on anyone. They just depend on themselves. They want an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. They don't expect anything free. They always live within their means. They pay their bills on time if they can. They haven't got any wage increases because it's been designed so they don't get wage increases by our Congress, because our Congress is owned by our owners, the Federal Reserve, bunch of gangsters who make sure they don't get raises. And these people just want to excel. They just want to make sure they have health care for their family. Their family's protected. And it's not through single payer. It's not through Obamacare. And it's not through this goofy program the Senate's coming up with now. Just get rid of it all. You know, it sounds terrific. Single payer makes health care virtually free. But it's also central planning. Central planning allocates care. So that means you're going to have all kinds of shortages of services. And central planners will have a difficult time keeping up with cutting-edge technology. They won't keep up with it. Why do you think we see so many people coming to Sarasota, to our heart facility here in the winters? Especially from UK and Canada. I mean, we're loaded with them. You meet them on the street, you talk to them, they're all here for the same reason. They're at our best heart facility in the world right here. Central planning is underpaying doctors. That's what the single payer system is, underpay doctors because there's no competition. And the central planners decide arbitrarily what he's going to be paid. And because there's no competition, they can keep dropping the payments. What they do is they suck them in, like in Canada, UK, they suck them in, and then they drop. They drop what they get paid after they suck them in because there's no competition, a lack of competition among these doctors. So what does that do? That reduces your doctors. That reduces the amount of doctors you have because people, they go to other professions. We'll talk about that just a little bit later, but it just makes me sick, this thing. All these senators went on vacation, and they came back with a tan, but no plan. And it just drives me nuts. Bunch of phonies. They don't have the guts to stand up and say, none of it works. Only one thing works. The free marketplace works. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to stand together, and we're going to make sure it's free market. No single payer, and everybody's going to get covered. How? Through competition. Do you remember when cell phones first came out, the very tiny cell phone? It was like $1,100. I'll never forget. I went to the store. I said, well, that's neat. Look at the size. That's so small. How much was that? $1,100. Are you nuts? The guy says to me, wait a couple months. You mean a year? I said, no, a couple months. Watch what? He says, so many these are coming out. The competition is so fierce now. You watch how prices drop. And he was right. About 3 months later, that same phone was $250. A year later, they would give you the phone if you just signed up for the service. That's what will happen with your health care. So why don't these senators and why don't they get out and tell the truth? Because these senators are owned. They're owned by who? The Federal Reserve, the 1 percentile, who own the pharmaceutical companies, the monopolies. And they own who? Oh, the insurance companies too. Yeah, the guys that own this private company called the Federal Reserve, which is about 400 owners, 140 of them, guess where they make all their money? On stock. Stock in the pharmaceutical companies, stock in the insurance companies. What are you, nuts? This is crazy. When a doctor becomes an employee of the government, it's over. And that's what single payer is. A doctor is going to be an employee of government. And remember, government is corrupt. So tell me, how many kids are going to go to college, become a doctor? Most kids go to school, become a doctor because they want to make money. Yeah, they want to make money. Is that so bad? Most kids see when they grow up and they see and they don't have much money. Their father's working as a salesman or whatever, and across the street, his buddy, his father's a doctor and got Cadillacs and Mercedes and a big house. He grows up. He doesn't want to be a salesman. He wants to be a doctor, but doesn't mean he won't be dedicated. I mean, you got to be dedicated. You're going to put your hands in somebody's mouth all day or cut them open and put your hand in a bunch of goo in their stomach. You better. You got to have dedication. But that all goes away when you start saying, no, we're not going to pay you anything. So they're going to go into other positions, other professions. Crazy. All right, let's go make some money. I could go on all day about this stupid health insurance. Just drives me nuts. Okay. Anyway, so talking about corruption, how about our own stock market? They turned around on July 9th, and they rigged the market for this major rotation out of all the big tech stocks, the Google, the Facebook, the rest of into the banks. How's that working out? Talk about that when we get back. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Even the experienced traders and investors need to keep learning to stay ahead. philsgang.com provides educational information about Phil's Gang products and services in many different ways. Daily live webinars hosted by Phil Grandy and technical charting experts help you understand and keep up with today's lively markets. Short videos, investing programs, and up-to-the-minute market alerts help you get up to speed with the market using Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charting software. We teach you an investing foundation that you seek to take the first steps towards achieving your personal financial goals. Visit philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Again, that's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Even the experienced traders and investors need to keep learning to stay ahead. philsgang.com provides educational information about Phil's Gang products and services in many different ways. Daily live webinars hosted by Phil Grandy and technical charting experts help you understand and keep up with today's lively markets. Short videos, investing programs, and up-to-the-minute market alerts help you get up to speed with the market using Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charting software. We teach you an investing foundation that you seek to take the first steps towards achieving your personal financial goals. Visit philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Again, that's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
I have learned so much.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
Phil, keep up the good work.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Hi, Phil Grandy here. I want to reach out and thank all the listeners in the Boston area for listening to Phil's Gang Show on AM 1260, The Buzz.
Welcome back. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays.
And it's called St. Jude Friday. That's right. Why? Because we raise money for St. Jude. We've been doing it for, 18 years now, I think, JR. More than that. And I'm more than that. And I reach out to you. I'm going to show you how to make money with a stock. And if you do, all I want you to do is sign up for the Partner in Hope program. It's $19 a month. That's all, $19 a month. And you're going to be part of a special community of monthly donors. And these people are committed to saving kids that have cancer. I know all about it. My son had cancer. The beautiful thing about this program, that $19, the parents don't have to pay anything. They don't have to pay travel, housing, food, nothing. What an incredible program. So if you can help us, we're going to reach out and help you. You turn around and reach them, $19 a month. And don't do it unless I'm helping you make money. How do we do that? We get away from all this nonsense. Listen to this nonsense. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's unbelievable. This morning, Varney, listen to this guy.
We're looking at a stock market that's hovering close to record levels. We'll open fairly flat to slightly lower for the Dow this morning. The Nasdaq's going to be up a bit, though. But please remember, the Dow is only a few points from its all-time record high.
Please remember. Please remember. See, here we go again. Please remember. It's almost at the all-time high. See, they're cheerleaders. They're cheerleaders. Instead of Varney saying, please remember, we're at all-time new highs. But guess what? The stock is at all-time new highs, but earnings and profits are at all-time lows. Not making any sense, he should say. Listen to this.
How about this? The yield on the 10-year Treasury, not going that far today. We're at 2.37% as of now. How about the price of gold? Well, we're still below $1,300 an ounce. Of course, we're at $1,209, about $100 short of where we were, say, 3 weeks ago.
So only $100 short. But wait a minute. Why don't you explain the Treasury, Varney? What does that mean? Why don't you explain to people they're taking the 10-year yield. They're Aunt B is manipulating the 10-year yield to go up through her trickery. She's manipulating it to go up. She has it go up based on all the excitement that we're in this great economy and things are terrific, and people then dangerously get out of their safe network, their safe bonds. They get out of their safe gold, and they start getting out and they start going to stocks as everything's terrific. But the thing they forget to remember, when yields go up, that means interest rates are going up. But they don't tell you that. Varney didn't tell you that. That means interest rates are going up. So your car payment, your house payment, all the payments are going up. How are you going to pay them? Your wages aren't going up. We just had Friday's numbers. And wages increased 2/100 of a penny. Just 2/100 of a penny. We're in a 40-year low, our wages. Why? Because it's meant to be that way. Because our owners, the elitists, who own the Federal Reserve, a private banking cartel, they've made so much money starting in the 70s when they exported all our good-paying jobs and brought in low-paying people. They made so much money they could buy Congress and make sure all the policies that Congress put in place would make sure wages wouldn't go up. Because these are the same guys who have their 80% of their incomes come from the stock market, and they don't want these companies' wages going up. Are you kidding? They realize that wages are the biggest expense of a company, so they paid off Congress, for God's sake. Why don't you talk about that yield? When that yield keeps going up, it's supposed to signal the economy is getting better, but not when it's manipulated to go up. And when you see the dollar going down and the 10-year Treasury going up, that divergence means there's a problem. That divergence means there's a problem. It means the economy is getting weaker, not stronger. The dollar is supposed to go up with the interest rate. But when the dollar drops, that means when you go to the store the next time, you're going to be paying more units of paper, more dollars for the same item you bought 2 weeks ago. You're going to pay more because when the dollar gets weaker, the economy gets weaker. That's why, because you got to produce more pieces of paper, more dollars to buy the same item you bought a month ago or 2 weeks ago. And when you got the dollar going down and the interest rates going up, but they keep telling, look at the interest rates going up, isn't that terrific? Everything's wonderful. Everything's nice. But what happens when the person can't pay his extra payment on his car, his house, his student loan? What happens? The banks start defaulting. These people start defaulting. It's a big lie. They said the stocks, remember on June 9th, and you can see it right here on my chart. On June 9th, they manipulated the market to force everybody out of the 5 big stocks, Facebook and Google and Amazon and Netflix, and then they forced them out of this big tech, and they forced them out of the semis, they forced them out of gold, and they said they're good, and she manipulated everybody into the financials. And you can see it clearly. If I put up XLK on my chart, on my MV2 chart, XLK, that is the symbol for the big tech stocks. That's the symbol for that takes in all the Amazon and Google and the whole deal. And look, it went down. It's still in a downtrend. So they forced them out of those stocks. They forced them out of the semis, SMH right here, and SMH forced them. Look at how that's in a severe downtrend. So big semis, the small tech and the big tech all going down, and then they forced them out of gold. They forced everybody out of gold, and you can see gold going down. But what's going up? So that the banks went up. Now, thank God that we follow the money. We don't follow the nonsense. We don't follow the hype. And we got into the banks early on before anyone else did. Before they made that announcement on June 9th, we already got into banks because I said they're going to have to rally the banks because because these big stocks, these big tech stocks, and Facebook and Google and Netflix, Amazon, Microsoft, that can't hold the market up. That can't lead the market. The market has always been led by financials. So they're going to have to rotate somehow everybody out of the big tech stocks into the bank stocks, but it's not going to work. It's going to fail. What are we seeing right now? The bank stocks have stopped going up. Today, we're seeing it start to unravel, and we see people coming back in, investors coming back into the Googles and the Facebook, but you got to be careful. Don't buy Facebook right now. Everybody on CNBC is telling you buy Facebook. But wait a minute. Don't buy Facebook. We don't have enough money coming in. All it is the people who sold it short from 156 to 148, they're just buying it back to get their profit. It's called a snapback. It's a snapback. Wait till it turns green. Wait. See, my gang members who own Facebook, they got out before it collapsed, and they're going to get in at the right time. They're not going to listen to these idiots on CNBC and Fox and the rest of them who are going to tell them to start getting in today. Are you nuts? My chart clearly, the one I designed, clearly shows that's a bunch of nonsense. You got to be kidding me. Look at Google. Google, it's not turned green yet, but everybody's jumping into Google today. Get into Google, they're telling you on Fox. Get into Google. It's a good deal. I mean, are you kidding? Are you kidding?
What do you say? Is it time to get some money back into the big five?
Look, you know what? You want to invest over time and put money to work over time in these stocks because this is where you want to be. I mean, these are the things that are going to carry America forward. And I just would like to see a study that shows us exactly how much technology is now starting to recreate.
Oh, come on. You don't need a study to see how much technology recreating the economy. What you need is the technology I already designed. The big institutions aren't going into these stocks. It hasn't turned green yet. So join my gang. Follow me. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Join today and follow me.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
I have learned so much.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
Phil, keep up the good work.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Phil Grandy here, Phil's Gang Radio Show. To all my listeners in San Francisco, I want to reach out and thank you all for listening on Business Radio KDOW, KDOW 1220 AM.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Phil'sGang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's Phil'sGang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
I have learned so much.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
Phil, keep up the good work.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Hi, Phil Grandy here. I want to reach out and thank all the listeners in the Boston area for listening to Phil's Gang Show on AM 1260, The Buzz.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call, 877-600-4264.
When is Amazon going to get to $1,000 a share again?
It's going to get there. It's going to get there again soon. We're just a breath off of the $1,000 mark here. Amazon is consolidating after a little sell-off. All the tech stocks had, the leaders at least. And it's poised to go back up. There's no reason for it not to go back up. The Amazon Prime Day is going to be a big win for it, and I expect it to go up probably within the next couple of weeks to get to that $1,000 mark again, if not sooner.
Well, first of all, the $1,000 mark means nothing. What does that mean? This is not a horse race, $1,000 mark. What are we running? Some race here? Are you kidding? Varney would not know a stock if he tripped over it. Varney would not know a stock if he, and who's the other guy there? The other, Charles Payne wouldn't know a stock if he got suspended. Anyways, but my point is this. Amazon's had a beautiful run. But now my chart, which identifies money going in and money going out, doesn't it make sense that you follow Vanguard Group or T. Rowe Price or Bank of New York Mellon or J.P. Morgan? When they put money in, you put money in. So right now, these stocks are going up today. You'll probably hit $1,000 tomorrow. So what? It doesn't mean anything. It's a snapback. New money's not coming in. When it starts turning green and she gets above a certain point where my chart tells you, then you buy. Wait for my buy signal. And that's why it's important. Why don't you just join the gang? I know you don't have time to learn. I don't have time to come to my class. And that's why it's a beautiful thing. Join my gang and follow me. Follow my same 5 stocks. The same 5 stocks I pay attention to all year long. The exchange-traded funds I pay attention to, the same ones all year. Just follow me. And when I say, and I do a little video after the radio show, so everybody's got it at night. So when you get home, you finish work, finish eating your supper, click. It's about a 2-minute video, 5-minute video. and it tells you exactly what to do. Do exactly what I'm doing. When I say when I say buy, you buy. When I say add to your position, add to your position. When I say go short, go short. When I say take some off, take some off. When I say run like hell, you run like hell. It's that simple. Just do exactly what I am doing. How easy is that? Nobody in this country will dare do that for you for $39.95. They wouldn't have the guts to do that. They'd be embarrassed if they're wrong. Now, I'm not embarrassed when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I make sure I limit my losses to very small limits. So even on 5 transactions, if I lose 3 on 5, so what? Because I limit, and I've learned this over 40 years, you limit your losses quick. So the 2 others that are successful more than cover those losses. You never let your losses keep running, for God's sakes. So these stocks, they're all now, wait a minute, on June 9th, everybody was jumping out of these stocks. Now they're telling you, all jump back in again. What's a jumping jack box we got here? Were you nuts? This is crazy. Now everybody's jumping back in. And they're going to be dead wrong. They're going to be dead wrong. So join my gang. Follow me. Get my video every night. It's only, you got 5-minute video, 6-minute video, the longest, okay? 6 minutes, and I tell you exactly what we're doing. The same 5 stocks in the exchange traded fund. So much fun, so easy for you to do without having to say, oh, I don't have time. Then you have no excuse to say, oh, I don't have time. Because the worst thing you want to be is 70 years old and you got to keep working. There's nothing worse than that. You got to keep working. Can you imagine? You work your whole life and you're 70. Now you got to keep working. That just shouldn't be. And it won't be if you start investing right. I'm not saying I'm right with everything, but at least when I designed my chart, I designed it for myself, and it works. If it doesn't work, if you see after a month it's not making money for you, you don't feel good, get rid of it. There's no obligation. But here's the thing. We got to watch now. This Friday, they're going to have the bank numbers, okay? They're going to tell us what you want to listen to, what they say is going forward, not what's going on now. Just like on Friday, who cared about the 222,000 jobs? That was a joke. What we wanted to see was what was the increase in wages. It was 0.2%. Are you out of your mind? It's telling you things are still bad. But those wages, they're going to keep the pressure on those wages. They don't want those wages to go up. So they can keep creating these bubbles, the bubble makers. But right now, the market is at a critical level. If it breaks out, we got to need the banks to break out, and then there's some specific stocks. I'm going to tell you right now, your stocks and your gold stocks, the dollar's down big time. The gold stocks you watch, by the end of the year, those will be the big winners. You're saying, oh, he's crazy. Really? Remember when I told you the last part of June, it was November 2015, I said the same thing? Everybody's laughed. Oh, he's crazy. Yeah, well, guess what? We went up over, 120%? Some of our gold stocks were up 150% and more. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen this time, but the way things are lining up, it sure looks like that. So the golds are being beaten to death. Oils are being beaten to death. And those are the ones you want to focus on. And when I buy them, I'll tell you, and then you just follow me. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Join the gang, and all I ask is if you start making money after a while, just remember St. Jude every other month. $19 a month, that's all for St. Jude, okay? But don't send it unless you made money. If you 1 month you make money, send it. Next month you don't make money, don't send it. But I'll reach out to you, you reach out to them. Okay, so that's where we stand. So let's wrap this up. So what's going on right now is the senators came back with a TAN, no plan, and it's a joke. None of them have the guts to tell the truth, that the single payer doesn't work, and we should tell and explain to everybody what a single payer is, how bad it is. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in the UK. It doesn't work in Canada. And by the sheer fact that these people come over from there to get our doctors here. Because remember what these plans do. A single payer under the government will reduce the quality of care because it limits the ability of doctors to invest in advanced medical equipment. I go to my doctor's office. He's always got new equipment. Hey, Phil, check this out. Hey, Phil, check that. That stops. The single payer limits access to care, not only in the near term, because remember, the current doctors are going to retire. The current doctors right now, that passes that single term, that will retire. All the single payer ever passed, all the good doctors will retire early. Ridiculous. So it doesn't work. The stock market, it works beautifully if you understand that no more do you buy a stock because of what you hear, of what the company is doing. Look, when you look at a stock, I don't care if it's GE, I don't care what stock it is, and they tell you to buy it, it has the stock of GE, here, I'll put it up right now. The stock of GE, let's put it up. The stock of GE right now is $26. That stock's not worth $5. And the only reason it's at 26, it should be at 5, because of what they have done with this quantitative easing. So what you want to make sure is, for example, GE. Think about it. GE had about an 8% gain, and then it started to turn red. On my chart, it told my gang to get out, and it dropped about 8%. But it told you when to get. Look, anybody can get into a stock because stocks go up 72% of the time. When I tell that to people, they can't believe it. Stocks go up. The stocks are rigged to go up 72% of the time to get you into the casino. So you say, how can I lose if stocks go up 72%? Well, you can't if you are disciplined. But that's the biggest problem with investing. People are not disciplined. People do not get out. When their stock starts going down, instead of going out, they buy more. Called cost averaging down. Because you got a bunch of dopes that are telling you that they have your interests at heart when they don't. Because there's no fiduciary relationship between you and your advisor. He has no fiduciary relationship with you. He's not going to tell you, hey, look, don't cost average down. Let's get out of this thing. No, why would he do that? So you got to become independent thinking. It's easy to do. Try it for 1 month. Okay? 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call right now. Try it for 1 month and follow me in my exchange-traded funds and the 5 stocks that I follow all year.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.